It's Aaron, the Metal Theologian. So, sorry, it's adjusting the volume here. Yeah, because I can't do this without music, right? But we're still listening to noise shit. There's still my middle finger to the fucking copyright algorithms. We'll see how long it takes me to get over this shit, right? But we are listening to... Check out that cover. This is False Speech by Aaron Dillaway and C. Spencer Yeh, I guess? Yeah? I don't know. So that's it. There's the cover again. It's another fucking Hanson one. Because I have a whole stack of them sitting over there just waiting to go, right? Anyway, yes, that's what we're doing. And I brought the soda back for this episode. I was a little tired of it, but I ate a whole bunch of onions before, and my mouth is kind of like, goddamn when I talk and shit, so we're going to bust out here. Here's the other thing, too, is this is one from a Grown Man Record Night. This was part of my care package that I got from those guys. There's actually a Food Lion Black Cherry Soda. It's a little bit funny because Bananas wasn't sure if we had Food Lion in South Carolina, and we actually do. But I haven't been to one in so long that it's just as well, because I'd never seen this before, and I might have snoozed on it anyway. And this looks pretty legit, man. The ingredients are triple filtered carbonated water, cane sugar, cherry juice concentrate, pear juice concentrate, citric acid, natural flavors, fruits, and vegetable juice for color. Look at that. It's like nothing unpronounceable. No dietary fiber, admittedly, you know, but still. So we're going to try this black cherry soda out. I suspect it's going to be delicious. If nothing else, it's going to be sugary. That's my mounted bottle opener over there for y'all newer viewers who might not have seen it. This is nice. It's not really strong. I mean, it has plenty of sugar, right? But there's like nothing syrupy about it. It kind of takes a moment for the cherry flavor to like fill your mouth, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh shit. You know, it's sort of just like cool and refreshing, and then it just sort of fills your mouth, and the cherry sort of creeps in and covers everything up, and just sort of puts a little smile on your face without, you know, jumping all over you or anything like that. So, yeah, it's a good soda. It's not incredible, I'll be honest. But I was still pretty thirsty and it's hitting the spot, so there we go, man. Food Lion Black Cherry Soda. It's not bad at all. Alright, so let's look at some records. So kind of listening to some metal and some jazz. It's kind of a weird mix. So I was like on this jazz kick, but I started listening to some metal, and I don't know, man. I usually kind of do one thing at a time, but not this time around. I finally cracked this one open. This is one that Scott told me about, Scott Waters, who I assume you're all subscribed to. I hope so. But this is a relatively recent Saint record. Oh, it's a new Saint record, 2018 it looks like. So it's on Armor Records. And this is solid, man. I mean, this is as good as anything I heard out of these guys in the 80s. Now, the other ones I have from back then are Time's End and Warriors of the Sun. And they're both very good. Time's End is probably a lot better. Neither is really incredible. And, you know, this isn't the greatest thing ever, but the songs are solid, man. It has a really nice classic metal sound. And it's a good record, man. It's worth what I paid for it, which wasn't all that much, you know. I mean, I don't know if this thing's out of print. If people are asking like $50 for this now, I wouldn't cough it up. But if you see it for 20 or something, it's worth it, man. It's a good record. Very enjoyable. Very kind of classic. So, other than that, I've listened to this Russian shit. And I don't remember how many of these I've shown before. So, actually, it's not all Russian. It's kind of an ethnic smorgasbord here. Start with the Russian ones, and what the hell? See, I don't know if I've shown this one before, but this is a really cool, like, doomy one, like old style doom. It's actually 93, but this is Novy Zavet. There you go. Which I think means the New Testament, but I'm not sure. I read that. I don't know any Russian. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is like Jesus Doom, but I'm not even sure. It's funny because it's not a very orthodox thing to do. It's more of a Protestant thing to do. But in any case, this is a really cool record, man. Great doomy sound. Unabashed metal. It's sort of slow and dirgy without being corny. It's kind of more like, the Candlemass kind of doom than just like the one note per minute drum kind of doom that came later on. And it's a good record, man. It's not incredible, but it's easily a 7 out of 10. Very fun record. And given that this thing, again, man, I've said this before, but fuck, I shouldn't even say this, man. I'm giving up my shit. But if you pay shipping from Russia, the shit's cheap, man. This is like a $10 record. You're not going to find it here. But find a bunch of Russian shit, pay $10 a pop, and then just bite the bullet on $30 for shipping or whatever, and you get a big stack of shit, and your per record price is nothing, man. This one's relatively cheap too, man. This is a fucking awesome thrash record, man. This is Parousia Masala, and my little disclaimer, because these guys got kind of white power later on, right? But these early records where they're actually metal as opposed to doing that, RAC thing. It's fucking good, man. I'm kind of surprised how much this guy looks like a young Bruce Dickinson right there. Or actually, maybe what Bruce Dickinson would have looked like in 1988 when they cut this, or 91 when they put it on record. Because I guess it was a tape before that. I don't know, man. Whatever. Anyway, I might have shown this one before, but this is a great record, man. The fucking titles just say it all, man. Like, Heroin. This is like the extent of my Russian here. Like, Heroin, I can tell if that's heroin, right? And the Wheels of Fire, which is in English. Then, Phantom, so Phantom. Abaddon, Lucifer. I mean, come on, man. You can't argue with this shit. Look at that. And there's a fucking skull right there on the back to match the one on the cover. Look at that. Here we go. Parousia Masala. Orden Satanli. Great record. Top shelf. I love that shit, man. Alright, this is an American one. Yeah, this is a Toxic. And I kind of shied away from this because I think the cover sucks. Like back when it came out. I still think it's a pretty lousy cover and a crap band name and their logo's shit too. But I don't remember if it was Eric Bauer or Scott Waters or both, probably both, who persuaded me to give this thing a chance, and it's a really good record, man. I mean, it's not like, it's nothing, unique, but just really solid thrash record from 88 or 89, whenever it came out. Yeah, 88, it's good. The thing that kind of fascinates me about this record is the singer sounds really fat. And it's funny because I asked a couple people their opinion. They were like, "Yeah, shit, he kind of does." But he's actually not fat, but he sounds fat. So I don't know. Listen to Toxic World Circus and decide for yourself. Fucker sounds fat. That's such a lame, generic thrash picture on the back too, isn't it? But I'm telling you, man, this record is worth it. It's a good record. I played it a couple times and really enjoyed it. I'm going to leave it out until I play it again. Here's another one I heard good things about. This Prophet record. It's on Megaforce. I found this cheap. I thought it was crap. I'll give it another chance. Maybe I missed something. But it looks about as good as those guys look. I mean, look at that shit. If I just saw them on the cover, I'd probably pass. And if this hadn't been cheap and I hadn't heard, good things said by people who would generally have good taste, I wouldn't have bit. But what can I say, man? We can still be friends and disagree on this one. I thought this was a turd. Fucking Prophet. Cycle of the Moon. It doesn't even look metal at all, So. Yeah, what year is this one? 88. Yeah, it's funny. It's like it kind of has that sort of pop metal sound to it. Like it doesn't sound like total sellout, like bullshit pop metal though. You listen to it, it just sounds cynical. It's like it kind of sounds like they were more or less sincere, but they just kind of ended up there, like in a place where they're just kind of sucking, and the songs weren't that great, and the polish was kind of too much, and it's just crap, man. I don't know, man. It wasn't good. This is really good though. And fucking epic cover, man. Pokol Gep. What is this one? Pokolisiniatek? Yeah, alright, that's Hungarian. I have no idea how to pronounce Hungarian. I'll take the Russian over the Hungarian. But I'll tell you, man, this is a good fucking record right here. It's just very straight ahead heavy metal. It's late for what it sounds like. This is what, 87? This sounds more like 82, you know what I mean? It's kind of a primitive metal sound, like a new wave British heavy metal sound, but like with a little bit more meat in the riffs than that sort of pub rock sound that you expect, and production sounding a little bit more modern than sort of the garage rock production that you hear on a lot of new wave 45s. But fundamentally, this scratches that itch, man. Like, if you're a big fan of, like, that new wave sound, check these guys out, man. Pokol Gep. And, yeah, this one and the other one I have did come from Hungary. They were not as cheap as the Russian ones, unfortunately. But not like an arm and a leg. You know, there's some Hungarian ones that are expensive, but these seem to have gotten pretty good distribution. Alright, Tyrant, the American Tyrant. We talked about another one recently, I know. The one from the mid-90s. King of Kings, I think it's called. I remember thinking that was kind of mediocre. I like this one a lot more. I don't think it's great, but it's a fun listen. You know, it's solid. You know, it's funny, like, I feel like I'm showing one after another where I'm like using the picture as a metaphor for what they sound like. That picture on the back there really kind of sums it up because they're dressed right, man. Like, they fucking got the studs and the leather, and like, they even got some eye makeup, and that dude even has a fucking mustache, which is awesome, you know? You just think like good Euro metal things, but if you look at it, it's pretty fucking light outside, man. It should be like dark when you're hanging out in the graveyard and shit. And that kind of sums up this record. It's like they're basically doing everything right, but like they're doing it in the light instead of in the dark. I don't know if this makes any fucking sense at all. But this is a really good record, man. It's just not incredible, you know what I mean? It's not top shelf. I'd say of the ones I've shown so far here, Parousia Masala is easily the best. And number 2 is Novi Zavet, because those are both just fucking awesome. The American ones I'm showing, they're fun. They're just not great, you know? I don't know, man. What can I say? Here's another Hungarian one. Ocean. I don't even know what that's called. I thought it was like football something, like it was a soccer record, but it's not. I just have no idea what it says. I'm just relieved that it isn't about fucking sports or some shit like that, because that's a good way to spoil a record for me. You want to know the one Genesis record I've never owned? Spot the fucking Pigeon. Spot the Pigeon in my ass. So anyway, yeah, it's a good record. Also kind of an old sound, sort of like that Pokol Gep. This one's maybe even a little bit more primitive than that, even though it's a little bit later. This is 89, I think. Yeah, just, you know, classic metal sound. And sort of behind the time, you know. Sort of like it had been a Soviet satellite state for the 80s. And, you know, took a little longer for shit to get there. Still a cool record, very enjoyable, and in a way it's kind of cool to hear something that's maybe off by like 5, 6, 7 years or something, but not quite to the point where you call it anachronistic, you know what I mean? That's what I've shown before. This is just fucking tremendous, this record right here. This is one of the best. This is 1990. Draka, Let Draka, Dragon Music of Prague, Mystic Metal, sorry. Yeah, just look at that, man. It's so fucking good. The singer's just like growly and gravelly. The songwriting is kind of weird, like weird in just the right kind of way, where it just has a really unusual sound and really unusual riffs. weird songwriting, but the whole thing just like coheres, man. You can listen to this record from start to finish, and it's great. And here's another one. We're back to the native English speakers, and we're back to another kind of ordinary one. Greeno actually hooked me up with this one. I'd say everyone subscribed to Greeno, but he quit making videos anyway, so it doesn't really matter much. Although, if he comes back, you should check him out for sure. This Carrier. This is like this would be a new wave. This is basically a new wave of British heavy metal band. The shit came out late. It was like 85. And there are a couple songs from like a demo 45 from like 84 or something. But it has that sound. It's like they formed in 1979 or something, started doing their thing and didn't change it all and didn't get recorded until 85. And that's probably a big part of why they never really went anywhere. This record's a little on the wussy side. It's enjoyable though, man. Like the songs are good. And it's just not a bad listen, you know, but it's not incredible. I don't know, I feel like I'm showing all these mediocre ones today, but it's an okay record. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, it kind of reminded me a lot of the first couple Def Leppard records. Without the polish that Def Leppard had, you know, by virtue of just being a better band, probably, as far as musicianship and that goes. This is probably just as enjoyable as those. I haven't got my head around it to the same degree, but, you know, if that's the sound that you dig, then by all means check out Carrier. Otherwise, if you're more like a Parousia Masala kind of guy, it might be a little wussy for you. I like it all, so I can hang. Alright, what else do I have here? Let's see. Alright, here's another one. Since I'm talking shit about all these records today, this is a record I've seen people like hyping a lot, like among the jazz people, this art ensemble of Chicago. I think this is a good record. I do not think it's a great record. The art ensemble of Chicago, I think their hearts were in the right place as far as like the kind of free jazz they were doing, but I kind of think their show and the trappings of like, you know, sort of the Afrocentric thing they were doing, and I wouldn't say the message they were trying to get across, but I don't think that in itself got in the way, you know what I mean? But I think sometimes they just got wrapped up in extraneous shit outside of the music, and it just feels like it kind of goes off and seems kind of hokey, you know, and not really focused the way it ought to be. I think it has the potential to be a great album, but it just kind of doesn't deliver. There are parts of this that aren't great. There are just parts of it that really aren't, too. The variations for the theme from Monteverdi, I could totally do without those on the record. All the vocal parts on this one I'm not really crazy about. But it's a cool record, you know. I mean, I listened to it a couple times. It's probably the best art ensemble of Chicago record I have. I'm just having a quick look. I only have two others. But I don't know. I just don't think any of them are tremendous, you know. What can I say? I want to like it more than I do. So maybe one of these days I'll get my head around it and go, oh my god, that really is fucking fantastic. But I've seen a lot of people talk about this like it's like the fucking greatest records there is. And I think it's very good, but not one of the greatest records that there is. Or that it exists, you know what I'm saying? What else do I have here? Fuck, man, I really don't remember what I showed last time. I don't think I showed... No, I think I did. Okay, here's another cool one, man. This John Betch Society, Earth Blossom. This record's great. This is it has a very 70s sound, and it's very lush is the word that keeps coming to mind when I'm trying to think of words to describe this. I was thinking of it before I started making the video. But, it doesn't sound 70s like in a corny way. It's 74, it just sounds full and lush. And, I suppose what you would wish John Clemmer would sound like if he didn't sound like the fucking cornball that he actually does sound like. That kind of makes it sound worse than it is, though, man. I mean, the tunes are just good on this. And this whole record is just really satisfying, man. It just kind of makes you feel good, this record. At least for me it does. So, yeah. This one, very high recommendation. And this is a reissue on Heavenly Sweetness, who've been doing a lot of the Strata East stuff lately. So, it's weird. There have been a few labels kind of putting that shit out. I don't really know what's up with that, but it seems like that's a good time to be wanting to get Strata East shit. So, all right. So this we're at about 20 minutes here. So I'm just gonna do a couple more, and we're gonna hang it up. I'm gonna do Hank Crawford, Mr. Blues. Awesome record. Man, Hank Crawford, pretty straight ahead soul jazz type of sound, and just his records are always really satisfying. You know? I mean, look at him, he's not playing games. Yeah, I don't know what to say about beyond that, you know. Very bluesy, you know, very soul jazzy, without being like full on like, you know, like a Leon Spencer record or something like that. But just very satisfying, man. Really scratches the itch. And I'm going to show one more here, which is another one that I got from Bananas when I was up doing the Grown Man Record Night thing. And that is this Pause record. Now, if you come across this, man, this is really a gem, okay? It's basically two guys. I'm trying to think if I showed this. I might have shown this last time. Anyway, it's a local Greensboro thing. Very heavy on the drums. Like, there are long sections of this that are really just drums. But just fucking fantastic. Yeah. It's just like a cool, like, sort of weirdo jazz record. Like, it almost isn't jazz because it's so, like, doesn't play by the same rules. But it's just perfect, man. It hits all the right notes, or all the right percussive sounds, maybe I should say. That's just fantastic. Yeah, it's the Lake Brothers, David and Dennis Lake, Licht. Yeah, strongly recommend it. Alright, that's it. Yeah, we're going to leave it at that. I'm just going to add a thought and say that I really appreciate the fact that, like, the comment section in these kinds of record videos is so interesting. Because I went on some other video earlier today, man. And, like, even when people aren't necessarily being dicks, it's just no fun, like, arguing back and forth with people about some of the shit, man. So, whatever, man. I don't want to go into it, so I probably shouldn't tease it. Thanks for watching. And yeah, check the shit out. Russian metal's awesome. Take care. Till next time.